This video will give you a short introduction to TestCenter's user interface. In this tutorial I use only sample data, so you should not pay attention to what actually are the content of these data records. So they are just there for illustration. Generally, the user interface looks like this. It has a left side here, which we use for presenting what we call the primary data, and that is from the viewpoints that we want to look at data. In this case, we want to work with requirements, so we have requirements over here. On the right side is what we call secondary data, and that is data that is related to requirements in some way. And in our case, requirements can be related to test cases, test runs, and releases. You see that we have three grids: grid 1 over here, grid 2 over here, and grid 3 over here. In grid 2 we show what records are related to the selected record on the left. So for example, if I select record number 1, requirement number 1, I can see that there are 3 test cases related to this requirement, which means in order to verify this requirement I need to execute these 3 test cases. In grid 3 I can see all other test cases which are not related to this requirement. So this is the general principle for the user interface, that we have the primary data on the left side and related data on the right side. When I want to work with something else, like test cases, I use the view selector up here. And you see I have 6 different views that I can use, and all that I do is just to put the primary data into this grid here. On top of the grids you see that we have forms, one form 1 here and one form 2 over here. Form 1 is used in combination with grid 1, so when I click on a record I see the record's detail up here, and I can modify it up here as well. Form 2 is used for both grid 2 and grid 3, so whatever I select in either grid 2 or grid 3 will have the data details up here in the form 2. If we go a little bit more into the user interface, you see that you have some menu bars up here. You can go through them at a later time. I will discuss them more in another video. To the left we can see the project name, and to the right there is some information about your account, and you can log out with click on the rightmost label. The yellow bar here is a message bar when the applications want to inform you about anything. It's typically when there is some error message or something similar. That's it for this first introduction, but please look at more videos because there is a lot more to learn. Thank you.